We begin our coverage, our live team coverage tonight with our David Caltabiano, who's live in Globe tonight. David, you've been out there all afternoon long. You've been talking with these fire crews. It looks like you have a better vantage point of the Telegraph Fire tonight. What are you seeing from where you're at, and what is a concern for those fire crews?
Brandon, good evening. The Telegraph Fire is still burning at 56,000 acres. None of it is contained. Now, fire officials are telling me the question comes up to Mother Nature. Which way is the wind going to blow? If it blows to the right, this fire is going to affect a community of neighborhoods over here. But to the left, let me move out of the way so you could take a good look at this. If it moves to the left, this fire is going to rage down that mountain towards Globe, towards Miami. Now, earlier in our shows, we talked to the Cobra Valley Regional Medical Center. They were preparing. They were the only hospital for these communities, and they were preparing for the fire to come to them this evening. According to an inside memo, they told employees that if their evacuation status is go, that they don't have to come to work. But if their evacuation status is anything other than that, or if they're from out of town, they still have to come to work. There are 300 patients inside of that hospital. Again, that situation is evolving. So is this fire. You could just see that line of fire up on top of Madura Peak here. And just to preface this, the firefighters cannot fight the fire up there. The terrain is far too difficult. So they've been dropping buckets of water, that red slurry, everything they can to stop the advancement. When we're driving up this peak to get here, again, this is the closest we've been to this fire, we saw firefighters clearing brush as quickly as they can. Every stick that they remove will play a part in how fast this fire burns, and it is raging tonight. It is something to behold here in person. It probably looks even crazier on your television set. But again, the big concern, if the wind starts acting erratic again, it's picking up a little bit. If it moves left to the town, there could be some big problems for those communities in Globe and Miami, even Superior. We're going to send it back to the studio.
Yeah, David, we're looking at these live pictures coming into our newsroom tonight, and it is just incredible to see how close that you and the crews are able to get to those fire lines, because you can absolutely see that glow of fire burning along that ridge crest there. David, stay out there. If you see anything develop over, wow, we're even getting a closer look at those flames, and you can see just how intense they are right now. Hey, David, let me ask you this question. What are the wind conditions like where you're at right now?
The wind is starting to pick up. About an hour ago, it was calm winds. Right now, you can feel it pushing against our face. So that could possibly be the reason as to why we were seeing these flares over the hill. I mean, what we're seeing out here, again, Mother Nature just plays such a big part, and it's out of everyone's control, and everyone's just waiting to see where this fire is going to move. They sure do hope so it doesn't move towards those communities. That only hospital that we went to, Cobra Valley Regional Medical Center, they have 300 people in there. And they're trying to figure out, what do we do next if this fire does come close? Now, they do have plans in place, but the sheer manpower that's going to take to move patients around, the next nearest hospital, Payson, Safford, they might have to fly people to Phoenix. So it's a crazy situation out here. The wind is picking up again.
I mean, I can hear, yeah, David, I can actually hear the wind whipping on your microphone. So we're actually picking up some of those wind gusts that we can actually see it. But by just looking at the way those flames are kind of moving up the mountain there, you can see dry and windy conditions. I know Paul Horton's going to be joining us here in a few minutes, and Paul's going to be checking to see if we can gather information on the exact wind speeds in that area, because when you mix the dry conditions along with the wind, there's a real concern that those flames can spread and destroy a lot of homes. And as you've been reporting on, there's only one local hospital in that area, and they are building fire lines around that hospital to keep it intact. That is our David Caltabiano. David, please keep in touch with our breaking news desk. Let us know if anything develops within this 8 p.m. show. Otherwise, we'll see you tonight on the 3 TV News at 9 o'clock.